web apps or like making a particular application, so there are many requirements, right? There are many requirements given by the user. So for example, there are some non-functional requirements. Non-functional requirements are such as that it should be loading fast, then it should be scalable. Like these are the requirements given by your user, uh, not the user, I should say by your client. So for example, if you're working upon a service based company or a company which is just making the softwares or web applications and just delivering them to their clients, in that case clients would be giving you some requirements. We generally call them as non-functional requirements. So those requirements can be like that, they can give you a time that it should be loading within 1 second, it shouldn't take more than that, or it should be scalable for future, it should be reliable, it should be secure, and it should be easily extendable. So for example, let's say your company has created it, but tomorrow they want to uh, break the tie with you and they want to check with someone else, right? So it should be easily extendable so that others can also work upon it. Or let's say if they tomorrow, if they want to introduce some new features, then also they would be able to introduce it, right? And you guys would be able to add new features, so it should be easily extendable, right? So these are the non-functional requirements given by the client. Okay. Yes, yes. By client only. Client is the only meaning that I was saying, Anish. We will discuss that, Bhavesh. We will discuss it in some time, that what exactly scalability means. Okay. So these non-functional requirements are the general requirements that would be given by your client to you, that all these things we want, right? Okay, these are the things told by your client, right? Now, your web app would be having two kind of requirements. One is non-functional requirements, like who doesn't have any direct relation with the functionality, that how your website is working. And another is the functional requirements, right? So functional requirements are like your tech stack. So for example, these are the kind of things which functional requirements can either be told by your client if they are very specific about it. Otherwise, it would be decided by your own team. Generally, the client gives only the non-functional requirements. They doesn't have to do anything with the functional requirements in general. Okay. Then another would be architecture, and further components, right? So basically what happens is, and commercials also. Just give me a second. So in functional requirements, if your client have given you a certain non-functional requirements, that I want this, this, and this, right? Now your team would sit and they will decide that what is the particular tech stack that would be more useful for you guys to use there for this particular web app or a particular application that you're going to make, right? What should be the architecture? Architecture we will discuss in a while, that what exactly do we mean by architecture. Then the components. So you can't make the whole website in just a 1 week or like 1 day, right? So for making that whole software or application, you will be dividing it in the different components. So for example, let's say if you are making the Instagram, on Instagram also there are different functionalities like you are deciding that you will be making user profiles, then let's say you would be making functions to post, then further you will be making the functions to like comment on the post, then let's say in the user profile, then you are adding some functionalities to show all those things on the like user profile, right? And there are multiple features like stories, then you would be adding the functionality for showing the reels and much more things, right? So now these are the different components. Okay, so your team would be sitting and deciding upon it, that which component you should take first, and you will be prioritizing your work. So you might have heard about this sprint planning. In some companies it is of like 15 days,